Hey everyone, Happy New Year. This is my first video for 2024 and oh, it's a doozy. Do you guys remember Nick Patterson? So he's the guy about 2 years ago who was leaving a protest with a group of friends and the police literally came from behind him and started attacking him. Now, still to this day, 2 years later, he's actually defending his innocence even though they attacked him, at every single angle of the video shows the proof of that. And it really sucks that taxpayers' money is being used on this to attack a guy like Nick Patterson, who is like a really great guy. I really respect, he's got a great heart and all that. But I've got to give you an update because this is important and it's good news. But we'll see what happens. And I think the more people that know about this, the better it is, because the more accountable they're going to be. And sorry, that's out of context, but I'm going to tell you. And I also want to say, before I say what it is that this is an example of the fact that there are so many people working in the background trying to get justice for what happened. A lot of people have moved on because, they have to. You can't live in the past. But I need you to know that there are so many people working behind the scenes that you know nothing about, I know nothing about. People like Nick who are just, grating at that to get justice. And, I think it's like, they say the straw that broke the camel's back. Now, we don't know what straw that's going to be, but there will be a straw. And Nick Patterson's case is part of that straw. And I hope that you guys are putting your own straws on the back of camels too. Anyway, I'll get to the point. So basically tomorrow, the 15th of January, Monday the 15th of January, the prosecution, so he's defending himself and the prosecution is basically the police who are trying to prosecute him. They have been ordered by the judge to hand over evidence from Brett Sutton and Makakos, whoever she is, like old news, but evidence as to why they enforced the lockdowns and the health emergencies and things like that. Because actually, you can enforce, in the Health Act, you can enforce things like lockdowns and restrictions and things like that if you have evidence to prove that it's going to have an effect on health, it's going to protect people, etc. Now, the Office of the Victorian Information Commissioner, I have no idea what that is, just another probably pointless government agency. But anyway, on about 2 years ago, Brett Sutton and Daniel Andrews were ordered to produce 176 documents that proved that they had to do those enforcements. They had to do the restrictions and the lockdowns. But they just never produced the documents. They just literally refused to, and that's where it ended. So the way I see it is that there are no documents, and if they are, they're lacking. They're not good documents. Because if there was evidence that they needed to do those restrictions, then they would have just produced them to get rid of all of this. But there isn't, and that's why they won't produce them. So tomorrow they're supposed to produce these documents again. So my gut feeling is that they'll just drop the case because they're the prosecution. They can drop the case whenever they want for whatever reason, basically, even without an explanation. They dropped my case and just said it wasn't in the public interest anymore. They don't really need to explain themselves. And then we don't get the opportunity to continue the case unless we then start a case against them. So this is what they do. When things get too heated, when they think they're going to be made an embarrassment of, when they think they're going to lose, they'll just drop the case. That's probably what's going to happen, because I can't imagine them actually producing these documents. And if they did, then there'd be like a domino effect of like thousands of cases, because then it would prove that it was all for nothing. So all these small businesses who lost money would be able to sue for damages and things like that. So I'm pretty sure they're going to find a way around it. However, what Nick is doing is, like I said, it's just adding to that. Like, we might not get justice for 10 years, but we will get justice. It might not be the people that we want justice for. It might not be exactly the way that we think it's going to be, but it will happen. Sometimes these things take decades to sort themselves out. And the thing is that the judicial system, a lot of lawyers, a lot of judges, magistrates, they're really scared of the COVID topic because it's still in the news. Like, people are still sick from COVID, even though everyone's so look, it's still a popular topic, so everyone's kind of scared of it. But what Nick is doing is really, really great. I've put the links so that you can follow him in the description. I'm going to let you know how it goes. That's tomorrow, so it's within 24 hours. And this argument is the best argument, because if there was no evidence to prove that you could do the restrictions, then every single state of emergency that Brett Sutton signed was illegal, which means he's in malfeasance, basically. And it's a big, big deal. So what Nick has done is found, in my opinion, probably the best argument against all of this. So I wish him the best of luck. And thanks for fighting for us, Nick. You guys should follow him. And I'll see you soon. Bye.